Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, Bombardier deploys its fastest biz jet yet. Representative Issa gets Medal of Honor language into NDAA. uAvionix releases major AV-30 update with ForeFlight integration. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Talon. Let's get into today's stories. Bombardier deploys its fastest biz jet yet. Bombardier has earned a round of applause from the business aviation community, celebrating the formal entry into service of what it calls the fastest civil aircraft since the Concorde. Keys to the first Global 8000 were turned over to loyal customer and GFL Environmental CEO Patrick Dovigi on December 8th. The Global 8000 comes with a headline-grabbing Mach 0.95 top speed, a certified 8,000 nautical mile range, and a cabin altitude of just 2,691 feet at cruise. Performance numbers also include takeoff and landing data comparable to some light jets, thanks in part to a wing fitted with leading-edge slats. Bombardier claims the Global 8000 can access roughly 30% more airports than its nearest competitor. Those numbers had already been demonstrated during this year's flight test campaign, which wrapped up on schedule and earned Transport Canada type certification in November. FAA and EASA approvals are still pending, but the aircraft has entered service exactly when promised. Bombardier marked the milestone with a sizable crowd of employees, suppliers, government officials, media, and one Canadian rock star apparently recruited for dramatic effect. The customer, Patrick Dovigi, has been a Bombardier customer for more than 15 years, most recently owning a Global 7500 that he's moving out to make room for the G8000. After the break, Northrop Grumman unveils Project Talon.
I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, by far the best aerobatic propeller ever come out.
I use the Trailblazer. It adds performance to the Super Decathlon and dependability, and it's rugged.
Hartzell's been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demand.
It's helping us all have better performing airplanes.
It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.
Meet the first of a new generation of the M-Class family. The M700 Fury. An aircraft worthy of the name, an indomitable force. The M700 Fury transcends traditional limits with more power, blistering performance, a finely appointed interior, and the luxury of what matters most: time. Experience the Fury. Join the legacy.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Northrop Grumman unveils Project Talon. Northrop Grumman announced their latest entrant into the autonomous wingman market as Project Talon, a modular UAS they hope hits the sweet spot between cost and performance. Talon will have been designed, built, and hopefully flight-ready in under 2 years, which helps to keep its basic tech up to date and modern. Northrop designed it with modularity in mind, which will speed up every step from manufacturing to service. Once on the front line, a modular aircraft can be modified for the mission, which has usually been the real point of the modularity. McFarlane acquires South Seas FAA PMA products. McFarlane Aviation announced it has acquired the extensive line of South Seas Ventures FAA PMA products, significantly expanding McFarlane's reach and support for GA and legacy aircraft, particularly for Beechcraft Barons and Bonanzas. The acquisition covers a wide range of airframe replacement parts, such as landing gear and door or step components, up to and including flight and engine control hardware and associated items like bolts, bushings, bearings, steps, handles, and assorted clips, rings, springs, and clamps. Hartzell names QAA its recommended Sky-Tec service facility. Hartzell Engine Tech announced the naming of Quality Aircraft Accessories as its recommended service facility for the Sky-Tec starter product line. This designation enables Quality Aircraft Accessories to be the only facility authorized by Hartzell Engine Tech to perform repairs on genuine Sky-Tec PM and LS series starters, whether they're installed on certified or non-certified engines. Its initial service offering is a $400 flat rate repair for Sky-Tec solenoids. JPL enjoys RC helicoptering at home. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory has been working on their future Martian helicopters after Ingenuity was such a smashing success. Surprisingly, it's kind of difficult to ship a helicopter to Mars, given the distance, so they've had to search around to see if the meme is true that we have Mars at home. The closest we've got is the Dumont Dunes in the Mojave Desert, and so far it's working pretty well. Researchers have been designing the next generation of Martian rotorcraft using the arid region. That's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Representative Issa gets Medal of Honor language into NDAA. California Representative Darrell Issa announced the finalized 2026 National Defense Authorization Act includes his legislation that permits U.S. Navy Captain E. Royce Williams to be eligible to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. The NDAA is expected to be approved by the House and Senate in the coming days before heading to President Donald Trump for his signature. The account of the dogfight that earned Captain Williams the Silver Star is nothing short of amazing. On November 18, 1952, Williams was piloting a Grumman F-9F-5 Panther when he alone faced off against 7 Soviet MiG-15s, very slim odds by any measure. He shot down 4 of them and survived a 37mm round to his fuselage, which missed him by inches. Despite extreme damage to the jet, he made it back to execute a perfect landing on the deck of the USS Oriskany. Williams was instructed to keep the incident secret, which he did for more than 50 years, including from his wife. In 1992, the Soviets released records which detailed how Williams shot down the 4 MiGs. For his bravery, Williams was awarded the Silver Star, which was elevated to the Navy Cross in 2023, following a determined campaign led by Representative Issa and others. After these messages, uAvionix releases major AV-30 update with ForeFlight integration.
The legendary BD-4-seat program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged 4-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD-4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD-4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more detail.
Welcome back. uAvionix releases major AV-30 update with ForeFlight integration. uAvionix released AV-30 software version 3.2.0 for the AV-30E, followed soon by the update for the AV-30C. The update enables pilots to plan a route in ForeFlight, push it directly to the AV-30 display, and have the autopilot follow the flight plan. This update adds to the Foundation version 3.1.1, which has features like wind speed and direction display, flight plan display, and Echo ESX support. Version 3.2.0 elevates the AV-30 by connecting directly with ForeFlight. The new capability allows pilots to use ForeFlight as a navigation source for the AV-30, unlocking a clean and intuitive interface for flight planning and navigation, push waypoints and routes directly from ForeFlight to the AV-30, enabling the autopilot to follow a ForeFlight-defined flight plan with smooth GPS steering and advanced waypoint anticipation. Update the active flight plan mid-flight from ForeFlight, adding waypoints or making route changes to avoid weather or comply with ATC instructions, with updates instantly reflected on the AV-30, and leverage enhanced traffic display with heading bug and symbology improvements for a clearer, safer picture in flight. The integration with ForeFlight requires an AV-Link Wi-Fi bridge to push and update flight plans. To couple with the autopilot, advanced autopilot unlock is required. The update to the AV-30E is available now, with AV-30C availability in the very near future. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.